Hi guys, Chris here, and you're watching Here We Are Running, and today we're doing another shoe review. This is a trail shoe review of a stability trail shoe. So I know a lot of you join the channel and watch the channel because I overpronate. I tend to run in stability shoes whilst I'm running on the roads at least. But this is the first ever stability trail shoe that I've ever purchased, and it is the Asics Gel Trabuco 9. So today we're going to be having a look at this shoe. I'll take you through the specs of the shoe and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. But just to say that I have had this shoe now for a couple of months. I've used it during my 50-mile ultra training. I've knocked up 130 kilometers or 80 miles running in the shoe from distances between 8 kilometers up to about marathon distance, and I've used it on a mixture of terrains. Asics say that this stability trail running shoe promises to give you comfort and support whilst you're out there on the trails. But let's find out if it really does. Now, not many brands actually have a neutral and stability version of their trail shoes, but Asics are a company that do that. They've got quite a few stability trail shoes. Often what they've done is they've taken a road stability shoe and then rebranded it as the trail version of that road shoe, if you see what I mean. They haven't done that with this. This is specifically a trail shoe with some stability features built in. And because it is a stability shoe, I will always start by telling you a little bit about how that stability is provided. So what they've done, similar to a lot of their road shoes, is they have introduced the Duo Max higher density foam on the medial side of the shoe. So because that's a higher density foam, it's going to stop you when you overpronate. It sort of stops you your foot turning in as much as it would otherwise. So that is the key stability feature that this shoe has. The rest of the midsole is made up of flight foam, and of course it wouldn't be an Asics shoe really if it didn't have some Asics gel in there. Now that's all adding to the comfort, adding some shock absorption under your feet as you're running out there on some of those harder trails. I couldn't find the stack heights of this shoe, but what I can tell you is it's an 8mm drop. Moving on to looking at the outsole, it's an Asics grip outsole. The lug depth is 4mm, and the pattern of the lugs is designed to give you traction both running uphill and downhill. There's also a rock plate in there, so it's providing you some flexibility, but also protecting you from the kind of sharper rocks and stuff like that you might find out on the trails. Next, taking a look at the upper, and this front section here is a breathable section of mesh upper, but over the sides you've got quite a lot of plastic overlay going on, which is going to give you quite a bit of structure and fit to the shoe, to your foot. Then you've got a toe guard. It's a pretty substantial toe guard actually at the front of this shoe. I would have no concerns with my toe hitting a rock or a root or something like that in this shoe, that you're going to get a lot of protection out of that. The tongue, it's a reasonably plush tongue here, and a lacing system that you can see there. We've got some eyelets and we've got these kind of tab things as well at the top part of the laces. At the back you've got a little one of these, which if you know me, I don't see the point, but you know, some people like them, so there you go. You've got cushioning around the heel, and there is an internal heel counter there. I can feel it. That is also going to help with the lockdown, help with the support and structure that the shoe is designed to give you. So let's move on, and now I'm going to give you my thoughts about the shoe. The first thing I'm going to say is something that I read in some of the marketing material about this shoe. They said that this shoe is suitable for short trail runs up to 100 milers. Now, I'm sure you could wear this on longer distance trail runs, but to be completely honest, I started to get problems when I ran in this shoe over around 20 miles out on the harder type of trails that I was training on for my ultra, and I made that decision at that point that I wasn't going to be able to run a 50-mile ultra in this shoe. And if you watch the channel, you'll know that I picked another shoe for that did very well. That's not to say that I don't like this shoe. I actually get on really well with this shoe. But once you get over that distance of, for me, around 20 miles, that's when I started to get discomfort in my feet, achiness going on. it just didn't feel like it was a shoe that was going to take me on the really longer distance trail runs. For shorter stuff, it's great. It's quite nimble on your feet. Now, it's not a particularly lightweight shoe. Any stability shoe tends to add a little bit of weight to it anyway, and trail shoes, I guess, are not as light as road shoes often. For a UK size 11, this is 337 grams, just under 12 ounces, which actually I don't think is too bad. And as I say, whilst you wouldn't describe it as light, it still felt quite sort of nimble on my feet as I was running on the trails in the shoe. Now, most of the runs I did when I was wearing this shoe, the trails were dry, we hadn't had a lot of rain, and therefore I haven't tested this on every possible terrain that I could have. I did go through a little bit of mud on one occasion. It did okay. There was a little bit of slipping there, but it did okay. But I wouldn't judge it just on that, because we haven't had a lot of mud when I was using this shoe. On the dry trails though, and on sandy ground, dirt, gravel, even on the roads, this shoe held up well. The traction was good. Whether I was going uphill, downhills, pretty much traction good wherever I was using it. And the fit was good too, which is not a surprise for me, because in an Asics shoe, which I wear a lot of on the roads, they always fit me really well. I'm a UK size 11, fits true to size, just comfortable fit, no problems at all. And no blisters out there when I was running on the trails, just a secure, nice, comfortable fit. Now that brings me on to the price of the shoe. Here in the UK, it is priced at £120, or in the US, $130, which, you know what, I would say that is about the right price for this shoe. Going forward, how will I use this shoe? I will use this for the shorter types of trail runs that I tend to do. Anything up to that sort of 20-mile distance, but probably a little bit less than that if I'm honest, because I don't want to get discomfort in my feet when I'm running in the shoe. And as I told you, that's what happens when I wear this shoe above that type of distance. But for anything under than that, it's a really nice shoe to wear and to run in on the trails. Also, when park run comes back here in the UK, I've got a trail type of park run, and this will be perfect. This is really going to come into its own on that sort of distance as well. So that's how I'll be using the shoe. Guys, I hope you found this review useful and beneficial. If you've already got this shoe, do drop a comment below. Let others know how you're getting on with it, and whether you liked it, didn't like it. You know, it's always interesting for people watching these reviews to see what other people think of the shoe when they read in the comments. So drop a comment below if you've already experienced running in this shoe. Guys, as I say, hope you've enjoyed the review, hope you found it useful. If you have, it would really be appreciative if you hit that thumbs up button to give the video a like. And if you're new around here, well, why not consider subscribing for regular running content. But for now, guys, goodbye.